Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sandro Bueri and I focus on behaviour in business and the impact of the levers that business leaders can pull to drive excellent performance and excellent culture. This is the week that was, your go-to series for fresh perspectives on how culture shapes the success of organisations. Today's story takes us up into the skies and into the heart of a global supply chain under real pressure. This week, Airbus announced that it is cutting its 2025 aircraft delivery target after problems emerged with its top-selling jet. This is huge. Airbus normally misses high, pushing for record deliveries year after year after year. So when a company like this pulls back, it tells us something fundamental has changed. The decision signals not just an engineering issue, but a behavioural pivot. Airbus is choosing reliability, safety and trust over volume and speed. And the cultural implications are profound, not just for Airbus, but for the entire global aerospace ecosystem. So let's set the backdrop. The aerospace industry is under immense pressure. Post-pandemic demand surge, supply chains remain strained, skilled labour shortages persist. Obviously, regulators are more vigilant than ever, and airlines are desperate for new planes. Airbus has a backlog of thousands of aircraft. Airlines depend on these deliveries to design schedules, to replace old fleets, to meet emission targets, and to plan growth. So when Airbus cuts its target, it creates ripple effect for airlines, suppliers, airports, cargo networks, and even national GDP figures in some countries. But the deeper story is this. Airbus has recognised that its internal culture and systems need to slow down before something fundamentally breaks and airplanes fall out of the sky. So this is a classic leadership pivot. Airbus leadership is effectively saying, we'd rather disappoint investors today than disappoint regulators or passengers tomorrow. This is a tone-setting moment. By lowering the delivery target, Airbus is showing that quality and safety beat raw numbers. It's also a form of cultural reset. For years, the mantra in aerospace manufacturing has been more, faster, bigger backlog. But when a top-selling aircraft starts showing issues, you can't just push harder, you need to change gear. So leadership now needs to communicate clearly to employees why this shift matters, needs to ensure suppliers understand the new expectations, needs to work with regulators proactively, and leadership needs to reinforce that quality is the non-negotiable pillar of Airbus's identity. This is management maturity under pressure. In terms of managing opportunity, this could be a transformational opportunity. By slowing down, Airbus can strengthen supply chain resilience, can take advantage of time to improve quality assurance processes, maybe identify hidden vulnerabilities, can certainly invest in engineering and testing and rebuild buffer capacity into its system. But the risks are equally significant. If Airbus doesn't manage communications properly, they risk an investor backlash, they risk frustrating airlines, obviously they risk competitive pressure from Boeing, even in its weakened state, and they risk fundamental reputational damage for their reliability. So, managing opportunity here demands strategic honesty with investors, with staff, and with customers. It requires balancing the short-term pain with the long-term necessity of stabilizing the entire production ecosystem. Let's look at the levers, the 5 behavioural levers that Airbus's management can pull. Let's start with hiring. Airbus will need to redirect hiring towards senior engineers, quality control experts, supply chain risk specialists, and safety culture leaders. The question isn't how many people, it's what new behaviours do we need to scale. So this is a moment that requires hiring for judgment, for resilience and engineering integrity. In terms of tone setting, Airbus's leadership must send and check a consistent message. Safety and reliability first, delivery second. Not as some form of PR language, but as a very clear behavioural expectation across assembly lines, with supplier relationships and project teams. Tone setting also requires follow-through. Do middle managers reinforce this message? Do internal management dashboards reflect the new priorities? In terms of training should now build risk awareness, escalation discipline, quality assurance skills, and resilience under production pressure. Airbus's teams need training that strengthens their ability to say, the aircraft is not ready and here's why. That behavioural confidence is essential. In terms of incentives, Airbus must reward quality, compliance, safe delivery, and raising issues early. It must discourage cutting corners, discourage hiding problems, and discourage chasing volume at the expense of assurance. Incentives shape culture more than a slogan ever can. In terms of performance management, performance metrics must shift from did we deliver 60 this month to did we deliver aircraft that meet our quality, safety and reliability commitments. This is where culture change becomes very real, when behaviour is measured, not merely encouraged. So, this week's story is a fundamental reminder that growth can hide fragility. Airbus is doing something rare in global manufacturing. It's choosing long-term trust over short-term output, and that's the real lesson. Culture isn't tested when things go well. It's tested when an organisation chooses discipline over speed and integrity over volume. That's it for this week's Week That Was. If you found this useful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, or share your thoughts in the YouTube channel. And as always, remember, culture isn't what you say, it's what you do when no one's looking. Thank you for watching and see you next time.